These big projects aren't about stage 2 tunes and bolting on some wheels for the gram. They take time, patience, and a whole lot of detail no video can ever show. If you've built a car, you know the grind. The late nights, the little wins, and all of the stuff no one ever sees. It's the kind of work that takes months, not weekends. The goal? A proper track car, tough enough to cop years of abuse and still put a grin on your face every lap. This is episode 5 of my N54 powered MA70 Supra. Get comfy, turn it up, and stick around. You won't regret it. Welcome back to the low mount turbo factory. Actually, it's probably more like a mid mount to be honest, but it fits really nice. We've got the Go Fast Bits EX50 smack bang up on top for display. That's kind of what I was going for there, was to have a nice compact package that will work. We have made complications on other things like the cooling system. That's the entry to the block there, is right behind the dump pipe there. But I knew what I was in for there and it's gonna work, trust me. Now we're moving on to more fabrication stuff, probably all the fun, shiny stuff like intercooler piping, the dump pipe, the rest of the exhaust. And to do that, I've got a whole bunch of material from Ben Brothers. For the intercooler side of things, got a couple of donuts for piping 3-inch. Off the turbo, we're gonna step from 2 straight up into a 3-inch pipe. Usually would run a 2.5, but I'm kind of just working with what I've got here. We've got some V-bands, that box is empty. We've got stainless V-band clamps. Exhaust is going to be 3.5-inch stainless. We've already got a 3-inch extension off the back of the turbo. We're going to step that up into 3.5. We've already been down to see our mates at FFM Fabrication to basically expand up some 3-inch stainless up into 3.5. So that's going to get us going for the rest of the exhaust. We've got a couple of mufflers and a catalytic converter, everything. And intercooler wise, all alloy. Westy has quickly whistled up some intercooler stuff for us. This is a Phoenix 600 by 300 by 100 core. It's a bar and plate. The nose of the Supra is super long. We've got heaps of room there, but just kind of compact design. It's got 3-inch inlets and outlets, which is going to basically give us a straight path in and out. We'll cut some holes in the body for intercooler piping. And rather than just be using this stuff and tell you how good it is, we're running a little bit of a giveaway. So if you want to win $200 worth of fabrication material from the lads at Ben Brothers, all you got to do is send me a photo to media@theskidfactory.com of your project car and a little bit of a brief about the car. Send me something you don't want posted online, because I will be posting this stuff online, and our anonymous, unbiased adjudicators will pick a winner, and you'll then be able to spend $200 or $200 off your next order for the lads at Ben Brothers. It doesn't matter if you're a professional, an enthusiast, or a bloke like me having a crack. I'm not the best fabricator, and I'll admit that, but I can get the job done, and I like working on my own stuff. So send us a pic of your car. I'm also just keen to see what you guys have. Whenever someone tells me about their car, I'll always say, hey, send me some pics, because I do like seeing what you're driving or what you're working on. So swipe up on the phone, media@theskidfactory.com, send me those pics and we'll post them online, and you can win $200 worth of material. So from here, I'm pretty keen to just get hooked in. We'll start. Westy's got stuff to do, I've got stuff to do. Get this, the aim is to have intercooler, maybe not the cold side because we don't have our Plazzy back yet, but we'll start on some intercooler stuff, get the dump pipe, exhaust stuff brewing up, and then we've got to move on to a whole lot of other things. We've got water pump and cooling plumbing to do. There's so much work, my brain's going crazy. I should start a list and write some stuff down, because I know we're going to get lost. Let's do it. The Mark III has heaps of room up the front for the factory items like AC condenser, radiator, intercooler, oil cooler and transcooler. With the way Westy's mounted the Phoenix intercooler, it's hard up against the rad support, which meant we had to remove some material. We're then working on the hot side intercooler piping. As I mentioned, we're stepping straight up into a 3-inch pipe, which was a bit of a fail, as you'll see in the future. I didn't account for wheel clearance. Good enough. Don't worry about that one. I missed it, but it went bang and I scared myself.
That did not work.
Bloody Murphy's Law, I just replaced the bandsaw blades with a fresh one. Thank you, Craig, for the hookup. And now I've learnt to use a vertical bandsaw when you're cutting a large diameter donut, as you can potentially ruin them.
Oh, what? You dumber. Yeah. What are you welding up over here? What have I missed? Dude, that is fancy. You even shaped it to this like the block thing. Look at you go. I like that.
Just as I was about to weld this out, which I was pretty chuffed with, it kind of lined up perfectly after I extended it by 20 mil. And then young Bruce comes around, Mr. Drifter over here, and goes, oh, hang on, are you gonna have enough wheel clearance there? It does actually fit anyway with a standard lock, but we are gonna be putting some special suspension arms from Agile Performance in New Zealand. So they've got a lot more adjustment and extra lock, which means the wheel will definitely clash. All the little things that you learn along the way.
So how are we going to fix it?
This was going too smoothly, it was going too quick, that's why. So the fix now is to cut everything off and start again. I think I might actually go to 2.5 instead, and then step it up to 3 just on the cooler, maybe even with a silicone joiner. I've got no idea. Kind of annoying. If you've got a better solution to cutting these down, it's actually quite annoying, but I've just welded it onto some 2.5-inch pipe and you can secure it in the vise then, and now use the bandsaw. I think this is kind of the best solution to at least get a clean, straight cut. Just quickly whistled this one up. I just got to slightly trim the body a little bit more, but that one works. Probably could have used a silicone reducer down to 2.5, but I don't have one, so rather than go to the shops, I just made one out of the cone I had. That works out pretty well. I just need to basically finish off the welding, mark the turbo. Everything else pretty good. There is enough room for lock now, so that's kind of, I'm going to assume a right height-ish. I'll just give my wheels away, god damn. Schnitzers. You can't see the brakes though. Running like Jesse from Fast and Furious right now. This is going to be roughly right height at a guess. So at full lock, the sway bar is what hits first. And previously that other pipe was just here. So honestly, it probably wouldn't have been too bad. It might have just touched, but better to have way more room there. That is good. The other side, I'm not too sure where we're gonna go yet. We might go straight up through here. I've just marked it out a little bit. Or we might come this way and then go up through here. I'm just gonna come down and have a look at the fuse box and battery location first. And Westy has just done up the water pipe. He's been busy doing that one too. So close to the manifold, yep, but we're limited with room anyway. It's gonna be full of water. That is not gonna be a problem. If it is a problem, we'll change it in the future. So yeah, happy with that, wicked. I have made the executive decision that the battery is going in the boot. So here I'm removing the factory battery tray, doing as minimal damage as possible. It's amazing what you can't see. I actually thought this car was kind of rust free, but there was a bit of rust under the battery tray, which I've just cleaned up and I'm going to coat in some CRC black zinc. I have said that I'm not going to paint this engine bay, but stay tuned. I probably will end up painting it. We're then just cutting a path for the cold side intercooler piping through the body underneath the headlight.
Hey everybody!
Public service announcement, these little Tool Pro die grinders are the bomb. Bit of an idea of how this is going to go, but I'm not going to make this yet just because We don't have the inlet manifold and I've got no idea where it's gonna sit. Potentially the pipe may want to go through this way more, so we might need to put a bend somewhere here anyway. As for the fuse box, watch the Juco over here, scratching everything up, good one. This is gonna basically sit somewhere like that. Close up and to the side of the car. Battery's obviously not going to go here. I did think about putting the battery maybe here, but again, bit of bonnet height and probably a stupid area, to be honest. Well, don't know what's going to go in this area. Probably nothing. So battery's going to be in the boot, I believe, and or on the passenger floor, but don't know just yet. We'll see how we go. There's plenty of room in this boot. Well, there isn't right now, but there's definitely room. Maybe right where that yellow tub is, I reckon it's good for a battery. Sorted. Shorter on that straight a little bit.
Shorter on the straight.
And a bit, obviously a bit more on that. Before, please don't bend my hand. Maybe that might have to be silicone there, Westy. Take this off.
The elbow comes off the turbo too.
What's about that was a really rare part that I needed.
Yeah. 50 people are now very angry at you.
There's so much problem solving that comes into custom cars, and here you'll see I want to use the turntable to weld up this intake, so I'm making a little bracket to sit on the turntable that I can then rotate the intake and be comfortable while I'm welding it. I'll admit I'm not the best fabricator, I'm not the best welder, but I still can get the job done. And I'm proud of how the intake system has worked out. The nice compact O-ring groove on the compressor housing with the 4-inch intake snaking up behind the headlight to suck in some cold air. It really has worked out quite well. Ticking off heaps of jobs on the Supra. A lot of this custom work takes a whole lot of standing around with a squinty eye and a hip thrust, and then you think about it at 3 AM. And you come back in the next day and you hook in. So now we've got intercooler piping, intake done. Now we're moving on to some water pump brackets, and Westy is now on revision number 5 or
Probably 4 or 5.
For the water pump, which he didn't, look, I was happy with number 1, but that's just Westy doing Westy things. So I want to kind of bust out all the alloy fabrication first before we move on to the TIG. I know it's only a couple of buttons, but yeah, before we move on to any stainless or mild steel work. Water pump is usually mounted over here, but some dickheads put a turbo on the way, so now it's going to be mounted on the other side. It is an electronic water pump, and we're not going to run a thermostat in this, so with the Haltech Nexus R3 we can actually PWM control that water pump for a speed. So example, 1, we're in Queensland, it never gets cold here, but 2, with the engine running, we can have no water speed at all. The engine can heat up, and then we can start circulating that water with the electronic water pump. Mounting the pump over there means we've got to run hoses to it. You've just seen the water neck outlet from the block here, which was a little bit close to the manifold. I know someone's going to complain about that, but
there's not much we can do at no space.
It's full of water. It's pretty well like that from factory anyway. It kind of snakes in between the dump pipes. We're going to run a mixture of hard pipe and rubber hoses. Basically, I've just popped into Super Cheap Auto with a set of verniers and measured up some hoses. The problem we've got is, 1, the radiator is 32mm outlets, and then everything else is 38mm. Yes, we can modify the radiator to accommodate 38mm, but I want to keep that as standard, so if in the case of we're at the track and something happens, I can find an MA70 radiator somehow. Probably not, but that's the idea behind that, is to keep it standard and easily to replace. Hose wise, I've got a whole bunch of different stuff, and one that's definitely going to work is this one here, which is a VX Como LS1 lower hose. It's 32. It might actually be like 33 or 34, but just a bit tight. It actually still fits on the radiator. It's 32 on one side and 38 on the other, and I'm going to snip that right about there for a 90-degree off the bottom hose. I did get this one off a mate, thank you Ken, but it's just got too much. It's a bit bigger and it's got too much of a bend. I didn't like that, so I'll keep this one on the shelf. As well as these ones here, I've got no idea what these ones are from, but they're all 38 mils with some good 90 degrees that I may or may not use.
In sections.
Yeah, cut them down for corners or whatever.
Useful.
And then, what else we've done? We've mounted up the alternator. That's another thing I just got there. The power steering pump's also mounted up, so I've got a bit of an idea of where everything goes. We're then moving on to some oil cooler stuff. I originally just ordered a 10-row oil cooler, and then I've realised I want to run both power steer and engine oil because, again, some dickhead mounted a turbo on top of the steering rack, so we want to cool that oil. This is going to be for the power steer, the 10-row, and this is going to be for the engine oil. It's a 19-row. Express post out. Thank you, Christian. I really appreciate that. This one is going to be mounted over. So you grab that one, like so, and we're going to do power steer on. Whoop. Product testing. We're going to mount this one on that side and make up some AN lines to suit. You can mount them anywhere you want. You can bloody mount it on the headlight if you wanted to, but we're going to roll with this. We were going to mount him in between the intercooler and radiator, but it makes it hard to get to the lines. I will be mounting an oil filter over this side, which makes sense to have the engine oil cooler on that side. And now it's basically keep ticking off all the jobs and mount some stuff up. Then we'll move on to dump pipe and do exhausts. And
we've got to finish that water outlet from the other side. It's going to have to come underneath the engine and up to the water pump in hard line because they've got a lot of hot stuff over there, so we want to try and get the hard line as far away from that as possible before we put a rubber piece between that and the pump or the next piece of plumbing. There's quite a few things to think about, but yeah, we're advancing well.
Advancing. What was the word you used before?
Vacillating.
Vacillating. Word of the day.
Yeah.
V-A. I don't know how to spell it. I won't go there.
Oh, we're going swimming. Double dive.
Don't dip the tungsten.
Flip it around a little bit.
The water pump is a Pierberg unit, which you can see we're rubber mounting. This water pump was actually from I think it was an X5. It wasn't actually from an N54, but nonetheless, it's still an electric water pump. Rubber mounting it was basically to reduce any vibrations transmitting over to the water pump and vice versa. They can be quite noisy when they're solid mounted. I have not included any bleed points in the cooling system. My logic is the radiator is the highest point, so it should bleed out through the radiator. My only concern is the water pump is about 100 mil above the lower hose on the radiator, so it may have an issue with suction. I doubt it will, but that is something to keep an eye on when we first start the car and have the Haltech controlling the water pump.
More special deliveries from Ben Brothers. Thank you, David. I believe this is my 38mm pipe. This is really hard to film.
So I've got a meter of straight and a couple of bends. We'll try and use rubber hose where we can, but for the most part, we'll make up a couple of hard lines and it should work out pretty good. That took a little bit longer than expected, but there's our, what do you even call that one? That is the bottom.
Radiator, non-thermostat crossover water neck.
Here's the inlet to the water pump, that was done. I've got some old pipes laying around, so we've kind of used a mixture of both. That works well, it's not clamped up yet. I still want to make a bracket for that, maybe, I don't know, we'll see how we go once I've got some hose clamps on there. I did put a bracket on this one because it is quite a bit longer, just under the sump there. This is just tacked on for now, I haven't finished the welds yet, I've still got to do 3 more. But that fits up in here quite snug. Obviously there's no dump pipe in the way as of yet, but pretty well. Bob's your auntie, that's where it sits. And I am done for the day. I'm happy with that because it's a great success. And
That was an intricate part to make, there's no doubt.
that's all good. We'll come back in tomorrow, finish those welds off, and then start on the exhaust. I've got some more Ben Brothers 3.5-inch bends. Actually, at the start of the episode, I said that we're going to put up a $200 gift voucher, and I got that wrong. It's actually $250. So if you have a project car, you want to send us some photos to media@theskidfactory.com, and send us photos you're allowed to post online. Nothing with you that you don't want posted. We'll come up with a winner, and you can win $250 to spend at Ben Brothers on a bunch of quality materials. Like this 3.5-inch stainless steel Ben, or this 38mm alloy pipe. Tube with a CH. Next on the to-do list was making up some brackets for the oil coolers in front of the car. We did play around with a few locations for these coolers, and mounting them in front of the intercooler was the best solution. It does introduce a little bit more heat into the core, but it's something I'm not too worried about. It only overlaps the intercooler by about 50mm, which should be fine. May I take you back to episode 1 where I said we're building a vehicle that we don't really have to care about too much and just slap it together?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I like the enthusiasm though, it's pretty kick-ass. Good on you, Westy.
So there's just this kind of internal difficulty compromising standards though.
Save it for the fair lane in the future, how about that?
How about we just consider this practice for the fair lane?
Alright, sounds
We're
good.
good? Does everybody agree?
While we're here, let's address the big white elephant in the room. That's Gav's speed triple. Hey Gav, how are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty white.
Gav rode up today to say hi on his beautiful bike. I know there's a few bike homies around, so give it a quick little walk around. The Triumph sounds pretty good. I don't want to ride it because I'm only used to a little 400. Actually, fun fact, Gav, he didn't make me buy that, but I can't even remember how the conversation went. I'm pretty sure I said to you...
You said you wanted to be cool. I said, get a good bike. You said, I can't afford a good bike. I said, get that bike.
Pretty well, in a nutshell. Nah, I love that little Honda. I need to get on it a bit more.
It is a good bike.
So, see, I'll do the same thing. I'll wind the dipstick in to check it. It's more accurate. Yeah, there you go.
Just not the tip.
Just not the tip.
Something very exciting about watching your project car come together, even if it's slowly, in which case we've actually been making quite good progress in the amount of time we've been spending on this car. So we've got our coolers mounted up for our power steering and our engine oil coolers now. We've used part of the body to support it at the top and just welded some small plates in there and tapped some threads into those for them to hang off. We've got the front, I guess it's the top nose cone in place now, as it dictates where these pieces reside essentially when it's all put together, and I need to know that so that we can go ahead and make our bracketry for the bottom of the oil cooler so that they sort of, hang perpendicular and don't look like we sort of don't care. So that's the next step. We're going to get on with that now.
The difference is in the detail, and something so simple like a little oil cooler bracket has made me so happy. You can see here the overlap on the intercooler core really isn't too bad, and I may even make up a little deflection shroud to go around the core, but I don't think it's going to be an issue when it comes to heat soak. Another thing about this car is I want everything to be serviceable within reason. Even though I've low mounted a turbo in an awkward location, I want to be able to access most things so that if I'm at the track and need to do any repair work, everything is easily accessible. Pretty happy about the oil cooler situation. Over-engineered Westy brackets that is solid as a rock. They're bolted up, good to go. Now we're going to make up some lines. And we're moving on to doing the exhaust. I've already fitted up the little front section of the dump pipe as Westy just tacked that up onto the bench. Way to go. And we've just beaten the floor as it's quite malleable to make room for a muffler. I've got a bunch of mufflers, I've got a bunch of bends and catalytic converter, all that kind of stuff for an exhaust. As I've mentioned, I want to get this registered. I probably won't get it registered straight away, but I like the idea that I can get it roadworthy and get it registered if I want to drive it on the street in the future. So yes, it is a track car, but I'm going to be
doing street stuff, like adding a catalytic converter. This is a 100 cell high flow thing. I highly doubt it's going to do much difference in performance. If it does, I'll cut it out. But we're going to find a spot for this and make up some dump pipe extensions like this. Another one that Westy's just tacked up. This is actually some stuff recycled off Kevo too. So this was actually a 3.5 inch pipe that Al made I didn't like, so I threw it in the bin and made myself a 4 inch. But now we're recycling 3.5 inch on the Supra. This car definitely wasn't made for a 3.5 inch exhaust, so it does get quite crammed. And ride height is going to be an issue, but I'm not too fast. This is not going to be super slammed on the ground. Drift cars and circuit cars need to be at a reasonable height, and that's what I'm going to do anyway. So we'll figure out a place for this and that one, make up some pipes, and then we're going to do a screamer pipe down on the rail. Lots of work to do. Let's hook in. Here, change of plan. Let's just go like this and go done, side, other side.
Yeah, let's get Kevo's side pipe and put it on there right now.
We'll
We're done.
It's still gonna be pretty close.
Pretty low, yeah.
We've got a dummy tail shaft in there for the meantime. That's just a bit of 4 inch pipe. The tail shaft, I don't think will be 4 inch, so this should definitely give us enough clearance. Then we can run straight back. Maybe the muffler can go not there because it's going to be too low. Yeah, this one at the back. Something like that.
Mufflers can dramatically change the sound of your car between different brands and how many you add. As I mentioned, these were very affordable, and I don't really expect them to do much muffling. They are pretty well a straight through item anyway. Ground clearance is an issue on many different vehicles, and you'll see here I've got to do a really nasty rust repair on this cradle, which will also give us the advantage of some more road clearance when we're slipping a 3.5 inch pipe through the center. It is a very rough cutout for now, and it will be cleaned up, but just for the exercise of a path for the exhaust, it has served its purpose.
What would Big Les do?
Missed it. Missed it again. Third time lucky. That's a big one. I think I'm pretty happy with that ground clearance though. It's like,
Yeah, it's good.
it's good. I've got some oval laying around, but it's not really going to benefit us. This is common on JZX 90s, 100s, MA 70s even. It looks really rough right now, but it will get cleaned up. Be patient. I'm also probably going to raise the cross member like 5mm anyway, so once you do solid spaces and everything, eventually.
Little skid factory number on it.
Yeah, this was made. I don't know who made it, and if you're watching, thank you very much. Send us a message. I don't know if it was a gift for Al, but he didn't want it, so it's now mine. Thank you for whoever made it. It's pretty nice actually, I like it. There you go, skid factory on the top there too. Pretty good there, eh?
Pretty good, yeah.
I'm pretty happy with that. Just a couple of MIG tacks around the joint makes it way easier to do it on the car. I haven't yet mounted anything yet. This is currently just holding it there and the V-band at the front. So it's sitting like this for now. I do have a couple of mounts from Ben Brothers. These are just some stainless, I don't even know what you call them. Stainless ice cream cone mounts, let's call them that. That's for a 4 inch. They will probably be used up along with the bell housing and gearbox area.
And down the back here, I've got a mixture of random rubber mounts and Land Cruiser pad mounts, which I can use some stainless strap. There is a couple of provisions. I'll probably put 2 back here or something like that. Whatever. Something along the lines of that. Anywhere at the back here. I don't know what I'm going to do for a tip just yet. I'm going to bit of straight there. I might put a little dumpy on there. I might do some like curved up. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. I'm sure I've mentioned I've got a hoarding problem, and I didn't throw these N54 turbos out for some reason, but now they're coming in handy to be used as a forming tool so I can get the correct radius on this exhaust hanger, which can then be welded to the exhaust, and the mount can be bolted to the body of the car.
Not quite there yet. A little bit more.
Bloody blacksmith material over here.
Blacksmith.
It's not perfect, but that'll do. Bit better.
Excellent. It's going to hold.
Oh, damn, she hot. Nice dog.
Put that out. Pull that in.
Nice. I still think we need to have one maybe up here, just to secure that.
Yeah, you got it?
Yep.
Sweet.
I don't mind that either, really.
And in black.
Whoa.
Cheers. It means business, bro.
You reckon the turn down?
Oh, for sure.
What about an oval exit?
That's Toyota. You got one?
Yes, I've got a 5 crush one.
Like, it's nasty, but it somehow works for the car.
Nah.
No.
Nah.
So by default, I get to weld the exhaust system while Woody washes the car. Because it's a hot day.
It's in the shade. The shade is diminishing quickly.
My shade's about to get very unshady. Very UV.
Quick shout out to Gion. Gonna clean the wagon, start off with some pre-wash foam. I'm gonna clean the wheels with some iron cleaner, get off some little bit of bug stuff, so some bug and grime, and then I'll give it a little dry off and we'll be good to go. Smash on some quick tie shine, tie applicator, and away you go.
I'm a tragic for getting sidetracked, but it's for a good cause. The wagon needed some love. I'm only just scratching the surface with the impressive range from Gion. If you're after a quality car care brand, then give them a suss. Gion is also stocked on the shelves at Super Cheap Auto.
Seems like a bit of a shortcut using the MIG on stainless exhaust, but the tube I've got from Ben Brothers is actually different to the mufflers I've got. I bought these, as I said, sort by cheapest. The Ben Brothers tube's actually slipping inside it. There is a big gap in there. MIG stands for metal in gaps. We're gonna do the neatest job possible with the turntable here. Also just using some CRC anti-spatter to make sure there's no extra slag floating around anywhere. So give that a coat and then point and shoot, away I go. That didn't actually work out quite as planned, but anyway, it's done now. So just clean up all the anti-spatter and bolt that back on the car, good to go.
I was going to just say GFB stands for Go Fast Bits, and how we like going fast with bits.
I like going fast.
Yeah. In this box, we've got a 50mm wastegate. It's the same as the one that's sitting here. This is one that we had on the shelf, and the way this manifold is set up, the wastegate has high priority. It's in a high flow area and it will work really effectively. We could have got away with a 44. We just happened to have that one lying around and we had a V-band for it. That's why it ended up on the manifold. So we've got a brand new one in the box here, which we're going to open up right now, and sticker. And there it is. Fresh. Nice. So we're going to fit that up now, and then I'm going to make a wastegate pipe that plumbs back to atmosphere, because it's the way we like to do it.
I'm going to make a suggestion, put that one back in the box, but just steal the V-band off it. Otherwise I know I'm going to drop that in the engine bay somewhere and scratch it. That's just my Woody luck, that's all.
Okay. Scratch what I just said, we're going to do what Woody said. Now we've got some brake lines that are in very close proximity to where our dump pipe's going to run. So, being the fact that that's just a distribution block, I'm going to move that over a little bit and give ourselves some clearance. I just whistled up some quick mods to our brake distribution block bracket thing, and now we're going to see if it fits. So halfway down between the chassis rail, manifold, engine, steering components, etc., brake lines, very difficult to get my hand in there and hold a piece of pipe at the same time to work out my angles, etc. Simply just cut a section out of a piece of the pipe that you're working with, and it will squash inside your piece of pipe that you're working with.
Is it pipe or tube?
Tube with a double O, CH we've established. And something as simple as that can make your life very easy to mark, so that you can then retrieve it, weld where your marks are.
As I've gotten older, I've become what's the right word to use? I suppose I respect my ears a lot more, and I would normally plumb a screamer pipe back into the exhaust. But being this is a track car and I know the complications it makes when you want to plumb a pipe back into the exhaust, I've decided to plumb this one just to atmosphere for the meantime. When I go to get this car registered, this may change, but for now, we'll leave it as a screamer and it can serve that purpose of being obnoxious on the track.
That extra 2 mil of welds holding you up.
I think what's happened is I've rotated the steering shaft.
It's warped a little bit.
Well,
Cut it in half and put a V-band there.
in the freezer.
That still wouldn't work anyway because it'd be too chunky.
to be too chunky.
Westy and I have taken in turns welding up the exhaust and finishing off the screamer. I just want to cover a few things. One, wherever some jackasses use the MIG and cut corners, it's not really cutting corners, but I suppose it's being efficient. Just tape up the part and just give it a coat of black paint. All those MIGs end up rusting over time. We're probably going to end up painting from here back on this whole rear muffler. We still haven't done the tip yet. I did put a poll up on YouTube and on Facebook, thanks to everyone's input. Probably shouldn't go for a straight one there, but I'm going to put it back on the car and make that decision. Another thing I want to say is I am by far no weld corn fabricator guy who loves shiny welds and back purging and all that kind of crap. I am a big fan of just getting the job done. Yeah, some of my welds look like crap. I don't really care. I'm here doing cool shit and making the job happen. Of course, you want to strive to be the best you possibly can be, and it's all seat time. It's practice makes perfect. But I know I always see a lot of crew who get upset about welding something and it doesn't look good, so they'll scrap it and do it again. Or grind it back and go over it. Who cares? If you're building a car, if you're getting something done, be proud of the work you've achieved and run with it. This is
going to get trashed. Every exhaust system, no matter how shiny it is and good it looks, will always get trashed on the car, whether it be a track car, street car, whatever it is. So it doesn't matter how good your welds look, so long as it holds and it doesn't snap off on the dyno, also guilty of that, you are going to be fine. So we're going to bolt this back on. We're going to make up one more bracket for the, I suppose you're going to call this the intermediate pipe, where we're going to mount off the bell housing, which Wesley's kind of already done there, and then to the tip, and then I think we're done for fabrication, excluding the cold side pipe, but we'll get into that later once the Plazzy manifold comes back.
I still haven't made a final decision for an exhaust tip just yet. If you'd like to leave me a comment below what you think I should do. I am going for the straight tip. Westy is pro little down, dumpy down, but for now I'll leave that one up to you guys to discuss in the comments. I'm really proud of how the Supra is turning out, and the progress I've made has been great. This whole vision of this German-powered Japanese car is finally coming through, and I'm really happy with the results. I'm proud to work with so many awesome brands, and I want to say thanks to the Skid Factory's major sponsors and also those partners that supply parts for these type of builds. Don't hesitate to support those businesses that work with creators like myself. It's a great way to say thanks, and it keeps the automotive industry alive and healthy.
Oh, forgive me, I was just checking out our handiwork. We got all the parts we made this last week all bolted up to the car now. We're having a hoot on this project. This is a lot of fun, presenting heaps of challenges, but super happy with where this is going. On a note of happiness, please, I would love to extend right now while I have an opportunity the overwhelming support for my involvement in this project and the channel in general, and the love and positivity that's coming through. I read all the comments. Thank you so much, guys. I honestly, yeah, it's overwhelming. Very happy that you guys are happy with what I'm able to bring to the table here. You guys are going to see a lot more of me around the place. It's such a pleasure working with Woody. This dude is an absolute champion. If you've ever got the chance to meet him, you would know.
Thanks, Westy.
Oh, good, bro.
Who would have thought meeting at a coffee shop bloody 2 years ago would have turned into...
Yeah. No, you don't know. Never
Working
discount
together.
anything, eh?
We're a great team, and I'm also enjoying it, and it is really cool to see the positivity in the comment section. It's nice to read, and we have been having a hoot on this.
This has been a great project. Yeah, I love this.
And there's going to be a lot more challenges to face once we kind of dive into the unknown of... I've never pulled apart actually, I have seen one apart with my mate Andrew before, but personally never pulled one apart, and I'm not really too familiar with the BMW ways, so keen for some exploration into... I don't even know if this engine's okay yet, so
We're going to find it.
I hope it is, because I've bought a expensive flywheel for a 6-bolt crank. Otherwise I've got to buy one for an 8-bolt.
Can't just re-drill like they do with wheels.
I don't think we can.
Yeah.
Of course, we've bolted on the exhaust, and now the postman shows up with our brand new tail shaft. This is from GJ Drivelines. Matt has been in the business for 25 years. It's a family-run business. They're in Keysborough, Victoria, and ordering this shaft was super simple. Pick up the phone, give Matt a call. He's made this to suit my requirements. It's a 3-inch chrome moly shaft with solid yoke, solid 1350 unis on the end. It's going to handle the abuse. Matt is working on an online ordering system too, which is going to make it even easier, but it's so good to work with a great guy. He's done us a shaft for Kevo. We've got one in the Crown Wagon, and now running one in the Supra. I know it's going to cop the abuse, and it's so cool that I could literally give him a measurement and it gets delivered to my door within the week. So if you're, wherever you are, doesn't matter if you're in Victoria, Sydney, Sunny Coast, Cairns, wherever you are, if you've got access to a courier, Matt can make you up a shaft for any application, and he can send it to your door. So thank you, Matt. There is a link in the description for GJ Drivelines. If you want a shaft made, check them out, please. And I suppose one day I'll get down there to film what goes into making a tail shaft, because this is, it's an art that's supposed
So much more than it looks just standing there, yeah.
It's a dying trade, I feel. There's not many crew that really do it anymore.
No,
and
the shops I used to use are closed.
yeah,
It's a real pleasure working with companies that make life easy.
For sure. Ready for clutch kicks behind the... I was calling it a get drag, but it's actually a ZF.
ZF,
the comment section has... My bad, I assumed. It looks get draggy.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
is
would've
there
thought
like
it
a
was.
bloody... Is there a collab there? Did they build that together? I don't know. I don't know where I got get drag from. Anyway, the GS6 53BZ. Apparently they're quite a strong gearbox, so we will find
Well,
that
we want to
out.
hope so.
Yeah.
We're going to mistreat it.
We're gonna... I like the keyword where. We are aware apostrophe RE. That's the video I'm keen to do, is letting all my friends drive this car, because I've got some great friends and I thank everyone for helping me out. I also want to thank you guys for supporting the show. This build has brought along some new eyes to the channel, and we have got merch available in the merch store if you want to... I'm not wearing my I Hate Cars hat, but if you want to buy a hat or a t-shirt, we have got Supra shirts coming. If they're available, you can get them in the merch store, but I haven't quite got them organised just yet.
They look awesome.
They're coming. Yeah, really.
They're so cool.
Thank you, Paul from Nice, for the epic design. Loving it.
Merch really does help support the show. It goes directly into the projects for your viewing pleasure. That is the best way to support us, if you want to do so.
Or share the video to your
Or share the video
friends, grandma.
Your mum will love it. Send it to her.
She does. All right. Thank you. Have a great evening.
See you later.
Drive safe and enjoy the moment. Cheers. You can also support the show via Patreon if you'd like your name in the credits, or send your mate a message. We've also started a second channel called Skid Factory 2 After Hours. There's content getting posted up on there. What's for dinner tonight? I think we're having takeaway. Maybe some Hungry Jacks, because the burgers are better.
This is a come back tomorrow job.
Nah, this is a for real job, bro. How do you mount your exhaust?
Yeah, it's heaps good.
Isn't that what you do with drift cars? Hold them together with zip ties.
That's very true.
So we've started making our dump pipe. Bloody compressor, dryer, whatever it is. Let's have another go. Sorry, what?
Taking photos of you taking photos.
Yeah, well, this is how we end up with a good quality product, see, because at night time when I'm going to sleep, I'm supposed to be going to sleep, I'll study these photos and realise the 15 other ways I could have done it better, and then I'll come back tomorrow and do the same thing again, but better. So this is why Woody gets work done and why I don't.
How are those hands holding up after the burning?
Oh, bro. Yeah, don't pick up stuff that you've just welded, it's hot. So I don't know if anyone else has worked it out yet, but I could be onto something.
Well, we have to test that audio.
You good?
Yeah. Give it a couple little...
We got audio? Have we got audio?
We're at the very end of the video now, and I forgot to mention that I will be taking a break on the Supra. They've kind of caught up with some work on it now. We're up to real time. As this is being filmed, this outro, we're actually like a couple of days ahead. I've got World Time Attack coming up. Keen to see you all there. If this video should be out before that, so keen to see you in Sydney. And I've got a trip away with some friends.
Much deserved break.
There's also some other content on other vehicles that may be released, and we've filmed a whole bunch of stuff, so stay tuned. And we will, I don't know, a couple of weeks, 3 weeks time, we'll be back on this one. So the front door, who's there? Who there?
Who goes there?
I don't know.
Police.
Is it Uncle Russell? No.
No.
Oh, hey mate. If you want to support the show, you can click this link over here.
Oh, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. And this is in the corner, in the center here. This one here.
Oh, that one.
And then there's a video here to watch. If you want to buy a loud dryer for your compressor through, it's not actually that loud. I'm complaining.
No,
Sorry,
it's
Matt.
super quiet. It's
There's a
just
link
really quiet
up
shit.
here for Infinity Air and Vacuum services, or you can get some fancy air systems put in your workshop. Thank you, Matt and team. Drive safe. Enjoy the moment.
And remember, it's not how fast you go, it's how you go fast.
He likes that one.
I love it.
That's going on a shirt.